Hi there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and today, this is sort of my guilty pleasure. This episode is all about a few of my favorite things, so stay tuned. All right, so I had to show you a few of my favorite things that I have recently stumbled on, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I am so excited. But let's talk about something really serious first. This is a very serious topic to me, and as I told you guys before, I was in my past life an investigative reporter. So I had been pulling out some of that recently, and this was a big one. This was huge, and it kind of overtook, so much so that my best friend and my husband and my son and even my mom were like, okay, so what is the verdict? Are you ready? Jelly beans. Jelly beans, but not just any jelly beans. No. Pectin jelly beans. This has been my obsession. Let me give you a little bit of insight. So when I was a little girl, back in the 70s, my grandmother every Easter would put out bowls of the Pectin jelly beans by Russell Stover's. I'm probably dating myself, but I don't care. Russell Stover's Pectin jelly beans, not Brock's, not Sun-Kiss, Sunburst, Skittles, nothing. It was the Pectin jelly beans by Russell Stover's. The pectin thing on the inside was the key. Now, Russell Stover's has been around a really long time. Because they came in these little bags that look like this, you don't typically find them in your big stores like the Long's Drugs or the grocery stores. I think when I was a kid, she used to get them at probably like a Woolworths. I think she probably got them at Woolworths, right? The old-fashioned drugstores, because they come in a little bag and they're not cheap. Well, fast forward, the only place that I could find these was in the gift shop at the hospital where I worked. And the ladies in the hospital knew me so well that I would come down and I would buy them. So they made sure that they were always in stock. She's like, you're the only one that buys these. And I'm like, you don't understand how good these are. I would actually open up the bag right there and I would share them with the ladies. So fast forward to this year, I'm looking for Pectin jelly beans. Not to be found anywhere. I even went to the hospital gift shop. Not to be found anywhere. I looked online everywhere I could find. Amazon. And would you believe there is a whole scandal about the Russell Stover's Pectin jelly beans? Russell Stover's was recently, and I don't know exactly when, but in the last 2 to 3 years, they were bought by Lindt Chocolates, Lintz, I think it is, Lindt Chocolates. And apparently, they just said, you know what, we're not going to make these anymore, and they just stopped making them. Did they consult anybody? No, they didn't. They didn't consult me. I know. And apparently, there's this huge backlash on Facebook, on the Russell Stover's Facebook page, #SaveTheJellyBeans. People were like, please email Russell Stover's, the customer service, and tell them you want the jelly beans back. Which, of course, I did. But that doesn't help that I can't find jelly beans now. So I went to Amazon, checked them out. I ordered these jelly beans from a place the company's called Just Born Jelly Beans. This is what I got. And they said that they were Pectin jelly beans. I'm telling you right now, friends, these are not Pectin jelly beans. Number one, this right here, okay, well, this is a reject. It is a black jelly bean. Pectin jelly beans never come in licorice flavor. They don't. My girlfriend was like, are these the ones? And I was like, friend, thanks so much for thinking of me. I already ordered them. I bought them. They're not bad. It's not a bad jelly bean. It's not pectin. It's chewy. It's not pectin. If you have never had a Pectin jelly bean, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you've had such a sheltered life. That's not pectin. All right. I found them. They're not Russell Stover's, though. These guys, okay. I actually had to go. I don't even remember how it popped up finally. I think I just kept searching Pectin jelly beans. You know where I found them? The Vermont Country Store. Now, any of you guys live back east, close to Vermont, you might even know about this place. I think a couple years back, the Brit and I, we went to Vermont to visit some friends, Connecticut. We went up and did all that area. And I think we actually went into one of these stores. These are true pectin jelly beans. They're not Russell Stowers. They're not cheap. The break goes, okay, when the box showed up, no lie, it was a big box. It was a massive box. He's like, what did you order? And I was like, jelly beans. Jelly beans. Why? I was like, because it's the only place you can find them. So they have them in these 1 pound bags. I might have ordered more than 1 pound bag. I told him I did have enough to probably last me a year. Probably. They had a really cute purple little tin that had an Easter bunny and an Easter egg, like a little chick on it. So I ordered that for my mom because she loves Easter. I'm going to give it to her on Easter. But in there was a bag, a 1 pound. She don't want the jelly beans. So I'm going to give her the 10 and I'm taking the jelly beans. These are as close as I think I will ever find to the Russell Stover's pectin jelly bean. They're lovely, friends. Absolutely lovely. I have no affiliation with the Vermont Country Store. They're not sponsoring this channel. I wish they would. I'll talk to them about that, but they're not. But I'm telling you. And they have 2 stores, and then they have this whole online presence. So go and check them out. They have clothes. They have, if you can see this over here, the other thing that I got, which is why it became a really big box, was some pillow inserts, and I'm going to do some granny square pillows. I just kind of wanted the free shipping, but that's ultimately why the box was so big. It had that guy in it. I might have gotten 3 pounds of jelly beans, 3 bags of these guys. And then they have a lot of like vintage candy and vintage toys, things I hadn't seen since I was like 4. Remember the little Fisher-Price, the phone with the little face, and you pulled them and it would go ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a, and then you could, call people, and they had the old farmer, like the old Fisher-Price farmhouse. I don't think anybody on this channel is young enough to go, what are you talking about? Most of you, I'm pretty sure, are going to go, oh yeah, I know what she's talking about. You should check them out. VermontCountryStore.com. I'll include the link only because if you don't know about these people, you probably should. Jelly beans, we have a lot of vintage candies and chocolates and cool things like that. And they have like, I don't know, like nightgowns and sleepwear and warm stuff. So if any of you guys, which I know a lot of you do, live on the East Coast in the cooler weather, in the snow, you need these people. I mean, this is like, we're in Southern California. I don't need Vermont kind of clothing. You might. And if you do, get some pectin jelly beans and think of me. Or you can send them to me. I don't care because I love these. Okay. So that was my first favorite thing. But this was my passion, my obsession for the last like almost 3 weeks. Almost 3 weeks. I was obsessed. My mom, did you find them? What about these? What about these? She had me come over and actually try some of her jelly beans. I was like, they're lovely. They're not pectin. Pectin, by the way, is made from apple. So it's more of a, number one, it's the jelly. It's the texture. It's kind of more snappy, like jelly. Think about like Sunkist, those fruit gems. It's kind of like that. But there's also flavor. So if you go to the Brock's, I'm sorry, if anybody here works for Brock's Candies or you're related to anybody, great. They have some good stuff, but those jelly beans are, mwah. No, they're like, I don't know what the heck's in the filler, but it's not good. So I don't eat those jelly beans. They're just gummy. They're stuff. I don't know, like fiber fill or something. I don't know. These Just Born jelly beans that I have in here, they're okay. There ain't no pectin in them. They're edible, but all right. So that was my first little obsession. All right, moving on. Oh my goodness. Okay, so y'all know that I'm a fan of, and I'm not even discriminating. I'm a fan of these guys, Ophire, right here. I guess I should do it that way. Ophire. And I'm a fan of Furls, these guys. And I've been dying to bring these to you, waiting for them both to arrive, and for the Ophire, because these guys just launched this brand new gorgeous color. It just came out this past Thursday. And I've sworn to secrecy and I couldn't show it to you until now. I'm showing it to you now. All right, so this is the Ophire, and it's their newest color. It's called Magnolia. It's lovely. It's gorgeous. So they use the greens and big gold flecks. So it's bigger than they've used in the past. So it really shines. It gives some beautiful, beautiful gorgeousness to it. And then it's got this really nice milky. So each one is going to be different because they, you know, these are all, look at these two, for instance. This one doesn't have a lot of green in it. It's gorgeous though. And I love Magnolia. I love the colors, that kind of creamy ivory white with that bit of big, beautiful evergreen green color. This just screams Magnolia trees to me. And spring. So this is one that I got. This is actually a weight of a 5. Look at that. It is absolutely luxurious. If you just want to add that little bit of beauty and spice to your, oh, it's not going to work. Doesn't want to pick it up. I have to pick it up way out here. There you go. I have to hold it out here for you guys to see it. So if you just want to add some luxury to your game, these guys are absolutely beautiful. And they just launched this past Thursday. So, as in April 17th. So try to get your hands on these. These are going to be limited editions, I can tell you. I don't think they have any bowls for these yet, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Look, it's even got a little bit of rose gold happening there at the end. And it's just mesmerizing. It's one of the prettiest hooks I think I've ever seen them make. Just gorgeous. And then I even love how this one here is totally different. It's got a little bit less gold there at the bottom, but then it's got this beautiful swirl of green as that's coming through. And then look at the neck. Lovely. All right, so between Ophire and Furls, hands down, for me, the resin of the Ophire wins out over Furls. I like the neck. Remember here, it's got a deeper throat here, so it catches the yarn. This is on the Ophire. It catches the yarn better. And also, I like the tip here. It works better. It moves smoother and a lot easier through the yarn. This is why I like these guys in particular. If you look at a Furls hook, here we go. So here's the difference between the two. This is the Furls. Look at the head and look at the head. That is, for me, the easiest way to really explain it to you. Notice here the throat is a lot longer and the head is a lot more pointed on the first one, the dark green one, as opposed to the lighter green. That is for me, that's the major difference between them is the hook. So when I am working with the yarn, it slips a lot easier into the Ophire, and my stitches don't get split as much as it does here. This is a much sharper angle for me on the Furls hooks. And they're also a little bit different in height. So if you look at these two, they're balanced, right? They're here at the bottom. Look at the height difference. That's big. So if you have like smaller hands, your hand is going to sit in a different place. So you might have to ride up on the handle a little bit more than you do on this one. Okay, but they both weigh about the same. So, like I said, and I love Furls, but for different reasons than I love the Ophire. One of the reasons I love Ophire, and I love Ophire, it's one of my favorite brands, but one of the reasons I love them is because it comes in this really great carrying case where your hooks are not going to get damaged. And, you know, with resin, I've dropped my hooks before, and I've had some tips break. It's plastic. It's a form of plastic, right? But so it's really nice that they come in a case like this. The Furls resin hooks, I'm not as much of a fan of. They come in boxes that look just like this. And as I showed you, they're longer. They just fit differently. Not as much of a fan when it comes to the resin. Now, when it comes to the Furls and these aluminum hooks, oh Lord, I am sold. Now, I know there's some of you who are like, nope, don't like them, don't like the weight of them, not going for it. Totally fine. That's what's so great about crochet hooks. There's so many different ones out there. You know, there's so many different options. but I'm a huge fan of the Furls aluminum. So around Christmas time, they came out with some new colors. This is the original color and style of the Furls aluminum hook, just the straight up silver. And it's fine. I absolutely felt this is what got me to fall in love with it. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to read the, the number. Some people love silver. It's a total personal preference. They come in at a range. They come in at $26 a piece. This one's got a little bit of scratches on it, but even still, it's not scratching off the letter. So that was fine. Then around Christmas time, they brought out some new colors. They brought out this gorgeous red, which has this beautiful shine to it. It's also a little bit of an engraved on here. You can't really see it, but it's not just a print. It's actually engraved on there, so it's not going to scratch off. And I fell in love with the red. Had to have the red. They also came out with this new black color. Also love. Now this is hard to pass up on. This Onyx, it's gorgeous. And you have to think about when you're working with your yarn, sometimes it's hard to see the hook. So the black and the red work really well for me. This one on the lighter yarn colors, the silver sometimes doesn't work quite as well. This was their newest. Now, if you don't know anything about me, I am a fanatic. I'm a rose gold girl. I'm all about rose gold. My wedding ring, even my stone in my wedding ring is rose gold. It's a Padparacha sapphire. It's a rose gold pink sapphire. That's me. So I was thrilled when they brought these guys out. Super shiny, loved them. Again, it sometimes can be a little hard. It's not a deal breaker for me whatsoever that it's hard to see the F. Now, one thing I do like about the aluminum is that you can go smaller on the size of the hook head than you can on the resin. If you get a resin, because it's plastic and they can break, you can't go lower than a weight of a 4 or a number 4 on the resin hooks. But because of the aluminum, because the neck and the shaft are a lot stronger, they can withstand the tension that you're going to put under it when you're crocheting or if it gets dropped or whatever. So you can go smaller. So I have some of the smaller sizes in the Furls hooks. I loved the rose gold. And then, of course, as soon as I got the rose gold, what do? They came out with the brushed rose gold. I'm like, of course you did. Of course you come out with it as soon as I was done. Said I wasn't going to buy anything. But to be fair, I said I wasn't going to buy any yarn. I didn't say I was going to buy anything else. This is the brand new brushed gold, rose gold from Furls. It's lovely. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This is a 3.5. So I have a 3.5 and then I have a 3.75. Then I have some of the larger sizes. So let's see what we have. We have the 3.5. I've got two 4.5s. Oh, no, I have three 4.5s. That's okay. That's a popular size. And I have another 3.75 in the brush that I just got. And I have a 6 and I have two 7s. That's probably good enough for me right here. So these are my metal hooks. I love the brushed. It's easier for me to see the weight on the hook on the brush than it is this. Sometimes the shiny, if it catches a glare, is just a little bit harder to see between the two. Okay. I mean, you can totally see it. I think it's a little bit harder to see this one. Not complaining. That's fine. It has a different feel. The weight is the same. It has a little bit more, because it's that brushed, it doesn't feel quite as slippery, which actually I think works better for me. This has just a little bit more of a brushed texture, as you would imagine. But I love it. So if I had to choose between the two, the shiny or the brushed, I'm probably going with the brushed, personally. I'm still not hating it. These things feel so good. They're a lot longer. They've got some weight to them. And so if you put it in your hand, you're actually going to really feel it. And because it's ergonomic, and they all are, you're not going to get any kind of hand atrophy. Your hands aren't going to get tired, crampy, anything like that. So I really, really love these. They're a little bit cool in your hand until they warm up because they're aluminum, but that's fine. If that bothers you, you could even just slide a little sleeve on it. But honestly, they warm up within a matter of minutes. It's not difficult whatsoever. So I am super excited. So these are a few of my favorite things. These brand new, gorgeous Ophire hooks in the Magnolia. these new brushed rose gold. And I'm going to tell you, if black is your thing, they just came out with a black anodized or brushed hook. So just like the rose gold, the regular gold, they're now coming out with the black brush. Maybe somebody complained that the other ones were too shiny. I love this. Look at how, that just is so stealth to me. I feel like I'm like crocheting with like a stealth fighter or some kind of Star Wars spaceship. Like, I think I am the bomb when I am crocheting with something like this, right? Like, watch out, people. Here I come, because I am some bad mama jamma right now with this thing. These I feel a little bit more feminine with, but that's okay. I absolutely love these. So go and check them out. I'll include all the links for both of these below, but they are fun. So this is just my little, indulgent video. These are my favorite things, from jelly beans to these brushed gold. And then the other things, I found these super adorable patterns, kind of tying in for Easter. Hello, the little peeps. Love this. So I'm actually, I found this on Etsy, and I'm actually in the process of making, it's here. So Easter Chicks Peeps PDF pattern. It's by Kiwi Crochets. And so I'm making the chicks, and I also made the Easter Peeps. So much fun. And this took me, I don't know, maybe like 1.5 Golden Girls or 1.5 Schitt's Creek, something like that. But oh my gosh, look how fun those are. So I'm using for this, I use the Hobie, the toucan plush, but I used it in the fine because I have it in a bunch of colors. So I'll probably make more of these. Aren't they adorable? And this guy, I got this from Eloise Crochet. You put on a little Easter egg. I think that's so cute. This one, so I'll include the pattern if you're interested in that. It's a free pattern that she has on her website with a little tutorial. I have to add a little bit of blush in the ears. This is a nice little Easter show as we get ready for Easter. If you celebrate Easter, if you don't, just, go hide some Easter eggs somewhere. Go take a walk on the beach. So unfortunately, I was going to put this on top of an Easter egg, but the eggs on mine were too big. Perfect size to put jelly beans in. Not quite big for this, but so cute. You could put this like on a little plastic Easter egg or like a little poached egg or something like that. So much fun. All right. Well, that was my little special little Easter egg surprise. A few of my favorite things. Very excited. And if you're interested in these patterns, I will include them in my link, and you can go over to Etsy and you can find them. They weren't very expensive, but I always like to support the Etsy designers and pattern makers and things like that. And this was very easy, and it was a very well-written pattern, lots of pictures and things like that. So I don't think you'd be disappointed if you decided to. There's a lot of Peeps patterns and the Easter chicks and stuff on the website. See, great pictures. I thought these looked as close to Peeps as I could imagine. I love Peeps, the real ones, the marshmallow ones. I really do like those, but they're not going anywhere. I mean, you get them every single Easter, and now, for heaven's sakes, you also get them for like Halloween and Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day and Christmas. No, just give them to me at Easter when you're supposed to. That's it. I don't need them throughout the year. And don't make them taste weird. Don't make them taste like cotton candy or anything. It's supposed to be loaded with sugar, sugar bomb, marshmallow inside. That's it. Don't change things on me. Keep it the same, friends. Keep it the same. I do not like change. Pectin jelly beans. Go out and get you some from the Vermont Country Store, because Russell Stover's is no more. I'm very sorry to say. I was very upset by that. Depressed even. But not anymore. So if you just joined us, thanks so much for having. I hope you had fun. We have so much fun here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I need to put these somewhere. Please somebody take these from me. Try to eat them all. Can you imagine 3 pounds of jelly beans? I mean, off the walls. Thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and as always, I'll see you soon.